Hello, hello, hello. This is Tamika Peters, President and CEO of Grow Your Nonprofit, where we help startup small and stagnant nonprofits grow through fundraising strategies, strategic planning, and so much more. Guys, today you're in for a treat. I have my special guest here, Tonja Johnson. She's with Beautifully Unblemished Vitiligo Support Group, based out of Tampa. We'll share with you about her experience, background, and the journey of starting this amazing nonprofit that impacts the lives of so many in the community. But before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsors of my podcast. Hodges University with a campus in Fort Myers. Stay near, go far. They change lives for the better. Trinity Life Foundation Naples, helping at-risk youth through their enrichment programs. AVID, that stands for the Associations of Haitians Living Abroad. They just opened an amazing support center right here in the beautiful Fort Myers, where they will help you with immigration support, utility billing, and English as a second language. Last but not least, Vaxtruths. They received a grant from the CDC to raise awareness of COVID-19 and vaccine resources in the Black and Brown communities. So, guys, like I said, my special guest here, Tonja, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good. It is so great to meet you. I know we've been working together on strategic planning for your nonprofit for over a year now. I know we've even talked about working with your organization for probably even 6 months prior to that.
Yes.
So we've kind of been engaged for a long time. And we get a chance to meet you today because you're here and for your strategic planning and board retreat. So thank you for driving all the way from Tampa to visit with us. So let's start with you telling us, our audience, a little bit about yourself and how you came to found your nonprofit.
So it was back in 2013 when I was diagnosed with vitiligo, leaving that doctor's office with that diagnosis, not given any information. There was no handout. There was no information given, just a bunch of prescriptions.
Oh, wow.
And I left there feeling so frustrated and defeated.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, if I am dealing with this, there's got to be others that is dealing with it. And that's how Beautifully Unblemished came to be.
That's very brave of you to not just crawl under a shell and feel sorry for yourself, but instead decided to not only think of yourself, to help other people, because if you were feeling that way, other people would be feeling that way. But can you please explain to us, for people who do not know, what is vitiligo?
So vitiligo is a skin disorder that causes you to lose the pigment in your skin, and it can be characterized by white patches. Okay. Very interesting. And how does it affect you? Is it painful? Is it just how does it affect you overall? So it's not painful at all. It doesn't hurt you physically, but it does impact your mental and your emotional state.
Wow. And how does that impact you?
So for me, I went into deep depression, low self-esteem, lost my self-confidence, just kind of feeling down and in a dark place, contemplating suicide, trying to scrape the white patches that were invading my skin. So yeah, it really, really had a hard impact on me. Devastating, just frustrating, not understanding the disease because it was so aggressive.
Yeah, I could only imagine. So this support group that you have, what does that look like? What types of programs and services you have to help others who have been either recently diagnosed or currently living with vitiligo?
So our programs that we have is when individuals are first diagnosed, we give them information about treatment. We help them find doctors, if they don't have a dermatologist in their area that treats vitiligo. We also offer resources for mental health counseling, information. We do webinars, we do seminars and workshops, building that self-esteem, building that self-confidence, and just empowering them to be the best version of themselves that they can be.
So I know there are several of your board members and committee advisory members who are here today. And during our strategic planning session, they mentioned how they got involved with your group. Either they have been touched personally by vitiligo or someone who's near and dear to their heart as well. And it is definitely a close-knit group. I see how their lives have changed because they have people who understand what they're going through and have that support system. And we also talked about your long-term goals of creating chapters, not just nationally, but globally. What does those chapters look like? If someone was interested in starting a chapter, as you put that together for their, say if they're in another state or they're in London or Japan or...
So what they would have to do is contact Beautifully Unblemished, and then we can give them all the toolkits that they need to start that organization in whatever city or state or country that they're in.
Yeah, that's very important, being supportive, because I could only imagine what it feels like. But I think when I interviewed them for the strategic plan, they mentioned the differences in states. When they were in Tampa or the state of Florida, people didn't really seem to care or stare much, whereas where they were from, people seem to look at them a little bit more. Have you noticed that at all?
I've not noticed that, because it seems like everywhere I go, people stare. So I don't.
Oh, you're
think
gorgeous.
Just
they're like, oh my gosh, she's stunning. That's what it is. You know that, right?
Yes, of course. So I don't think there's, just a certain spot or a place. I think it's just people experience different things, different places. Because for some may have seen it in different states or cities. Some may have never seen someone with vitiligo. So it's our job to educate them and let them know, hey, we're not contagious. It's just a skin disease. You can't catch it, so just trying to educate and make them aware of what it is.
That's very important. And you also discussed educating the medical field, because currently the medical field regards it as something that's cosmetic, but you're advocating for that. No, it's more than cosmetic. It affects you mentally, and then also this is a disease and it needs to be recognized as such.
Exactly. So that's where I go and I advocate on Capitol Hill with our legislative, letting them know the insurance narrative has to change, because this is not cosmetic. We didn't wake up and say, oh, today I want to be white. We did not wake up to, saying that. And it affects all ethnicities. It's not just Black person's disease. It's not just someone that's Hispanic. It affects all ethnicities.
When you mention insurance, how does insurance handle someone who's diagnosed with vitiligo?
So because of the insurance companies labeling it as something that's cosmetic, sometimes treatment's not covered.
I see.
You have to go through different prior authorizations to get your treatment.
Wow.
You have to go through step therapy to get the best treatment that you need.
Step therapy, what does that mean?
So step therapy is they prescribe you with the medication that's maybe a cheaper medication. Maybe it's a milder medication that the doctor knows it's not going to be successful. And so, but because of insurance companies, you have to start at the bottom and then you go to the next tier. So Elidel may not work, but then you have to go to the next tier up that may be something a little bit stronger than the first medication. But they already know up here, this medication is going to work. But you have to go through all these steps in order to get the best medication. But by the time you get to that best medication, you've already suffered.
Wow, interesting. I know you do a lot of speaking engagements, speak before conferences, and during our strategic planning session, we talked about what are good partnerships. You also asked what the difference between a partnership and a collaboration, which is very important. With that said, how could a corporation, because we're always looking for corporate sponsors and corporate organizations to help move this initiative forward, how could they collaborate and or partner with your organization?
So they can collaborate on various levels. The education, community education, support group education, like we're educating them on what we do and they're educating us on what they do. And just providing that support system for Beautifully Unblemished.
And when you say providing that support system, they could provide it through education, being an ambassador as well, and also financially.
Right.
So as a nonprofit, you guys, it is a business. We always advocate for nonprofits operating like a business. We need that to continue scaling and growing the organization. How could one get involved as, say, a corporate sponsor if they wanted to donate $1 million? Because we know that's the goal we have.
So they can go on our website at www.beautifullyunblemished. Check out what we're doing in the community. They can donate. They can also contact us as, to find out how they can help us. There are different avenues that they can help. There's different levels that they can sponsor. Matter of fact, we have an upcoming walk.
Okay, tell us about this walk that's coming up on September 30th. There's a great opportunity for a signature sponsorship.
Yeah, so we're having our second annual Vitiligo Awareness Walk on Saturday, September 30th at the Al Lopez Park. And there will be individuals living with vitiligo. We will be walking in honor and celebration of those individuals that are living with vitiligo and bringing awareness to the community.
That's very great. I hear that you're going to have over 150 people out there, tons of vendors. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, almost like a party, because I love parties, right?
It's going to be a party, a vitiligo party.
Oh, a vitiligo party. I've never been to a vitiligo party.
Well, come on and join
us. I do plan to come. I actually... I'm going to make a weekend of it. I'm going to come out there and support you guys and help you guys raise more money so that you guys can reach more people, achieve your goals of opening more chapters and being able to help more people worldwide. So if someone wanted to reach you, is there a telephone number? I know you previously gave out your website, but is there a telephone number? Because Tonja also does speaking engagements. So if you have, if you're a pharmaceutical company, a skincare company, talk about a powerhouse who brings down the house with her speaking. You're so powerful in doing that. How could they reach you?
So they can reach me at 813-390-9180, or they can reach me at info@beautifullyunblemished.com.
Thank you very much. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your background and your experience and how you came about founding this organization that makes a huge difference in so many lives.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So guys, this is Tamika. I hope you learned something from Tonja about being passionate about a cause and following through. She was unselfish about not only feeling how she felt, she also thought about, well, if I'm feeling this way, other people are feeling this way, and this has to change. So getting out there, it's really uncomfortable doing something that's different, that has not been charted before. So I hope you got something out of it. I hope you find it in your heart to get involved, or if you know someone who's been affected by vitiligo, to share this information, the resource, and come out for this walk. It's going to be fantastic. I haven't been to Tampa in a while, and I just can't wait. So guys, stay tuned for more Grow Your Nonprofit podcast episodes, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.